on the side so they can see my outfit. Hello, good day. It's Gabriella Millian, your favorite soft girl guide. And today we are going to talk about what I would do if I were preparing for another pregnancy. The reason why I decided to kind of name it this and go about this video this way is I know a lot of people come to me for infertility issues. I am an herbalist that focuses on womb health, but I know it's a very sensitive topic, so I don't want this to seem like this lecturing, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, especially because I'm not doing a one-on-one with you, so I don't know your lab results, I don't know your history, I don't know your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual background. There's lots of things that I don't know about you personally, most likely those watching this video. So I thought it would be a little bit better just to tell you what I would personally do, what I did do preparing for our pregnancy with our first child, and what I would do the next time around. I feel the 5 things that I'm about to suggest to you are really things that anyone can do just to try to get healthier and get more in line with a woman's cycle in general, but especially if you are preparing for a pregnancy. So these are general safe practices. Again, consult your healthcare professional before taking any of this advice. And a lot of this is safe, easy, light things that you can do before taking maybe an IVF route. Last week I shared a video on the energetic blocks that could be blocking your pregnancy, but this is getting a little bit more on the physical level. And again, this is just what I personally did before preparing to conceive with our first child. Thankfully, we got pregnant right away, so this is something that I know everybody's journey is very, very different, but part of the reason why I want to tell you that we got pregnant right away is mainly because I feel like a lot of people don't realize that I started focusing on my reproductive health and healing my cycle probably about 5-6 years before even trying to conceive and trying to get pregnant. The number one thing that I would do is cut out as much from my schedule as possible. I know that we are all in a different lifestyle. Some of you might have to work, some of you might have to take on a certain amount of hours. But if you had a goal like, I want to get a nicer car next year, so I want to take on some extra hours so I can get another car. Okay, is a car more important to you than a pregnancy, or is a pregnancy more important? It's fine if the car is more important right now, but if the pregnancy is more important right now, what I would try to do is cut out as many hours as possible from your work schedule, because you want to put your body in a more relaxed state. If you're constantly go, 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 hustle, 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 your body isn't going to feel in a safe place to contain a pregnancy. And that also goes for extracurriculars, except for the types of extracurriculars that I might talk about at the end. But did you want to learn how to trade? Did you want to take on these skills, these accounting skills? Did you want to start a new business? Did you want to kind of start all these new projects, side hustles? I would say that now is not the time to start them if you are really trying to get pregnant. Try to cut out as much as possible, especially if it's something that's draining you and you know isn't going to help get you closer to a pregnancy. Number 2, I would cut out and minimize alcohol/caffeine. We know that there's lots of different health implications, but the main reason I would cut these 2 things out is because they are both very dehydrating and they raise your cortisol levels. We are trying to create a calm, regulated nervous system because regulated nervous systems get pregnant. I hate to break it to you, you might think, ooh, I have all of the things in place, my health and wellness, all the data on my Fitbit or my Oura Ring tells me that, I'm getting enough steps, I'm getting enough protein, blah, 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 blah. You could be doing all of those things right and stressing the heck out of your body because of the caffeine and alcohol consumption. I even used to be a bartender, bottle service kind of girl, and even during that time I didn't drink that much, so it was very easy for me. I think I had already stopped drinking a while before getting pregnant, but the caffeine was a little bit difficult. I did have a pretty strong dependency on coffee before, but I did switch to matcha and chai before getting pregnant, and I think it mostly just helped me to relax. I noticed that something I've even thought about more recently is getting back to only drinking matcha and chai, because I do drink a bit of coffee. I did pick up drinking coffee again after having my baby because of those sleepless nights, trying to stay up in the morning, not feel so groggy. But I do feel that for me personally, whenever I was just drinking matcha and chai and not having too much of that, I had much less anxiety. I noticed that sometimes when I get those coffee jitters, all of those types of things, and when I'm just drinking matcha and chai, I'm much more chill. I still have enough energy to get through the day. It's not that super caffeine spike that you get from probably an espresso, because of course I don't like regular coffee. I prefer the strong stuff. So cutting it out completely if you can, but at least scaling back a little bit on the caffeine and alcohol will mainly help to put your nervous system in a softer, more regulated place. The number 3 thing that I would do is mainly to help regulate your periods. I teach this in my Cycles of the Womb program, which I might link below. It might not be edited yet or ready, but soon you will have it in the description below. But in my Cycles of the Womb course, I talk about how we can read our period blood. And our period blood is kind of like our monthly health report card. And you can learn what types of health issues or things that you need to focus on during that month because of what your period blood is telling you. But a lot of times women need to completely reset their period in order to create a clean environment in the uterus. You might suffer from fibroids, you might suffer from endometriosis, you might suffer from really bad painful periods and cramps. And a lot of times it's because a lot of the things inside of the uterus aren't being pushed out completely. So the way that we can help that is by drinking mugwort tea every night for about a month. I would only recommend to take a tablespoon or 2 of mugwort into hot water, steep it for about 10 minutes, and then strain it. And that also helps with sleep. What the mugwort is going to do is mainly push out any leftover period blood from previous periods that didn't come out. So especially if you notice that you wipe and the first day of your period, it's brown, that's probably a sign that it's old period blood. And what a lot of herbalists believe is that eventually when old period blood builds up, it oxidizes, it can become very toxic, and we believe that it leads to endometriosis and some other things. But if you take mugwort, it's a light way to slowly kind of push out whatever hasn't been coming out. A lot of folklore herbalists also like to use this along with emotional healing work. It's a very flowing plant. The mugwort grows along the riverbanks. So it's a way to help cleanse. It's a way to help cleanse not just your body, but even your spirit as well. So this is something you can overdo mugwort. I don't think most people would because it is a very bitter herb, but that's why I recommend just taking it before you go to bed, maybe about an hour or 2 before you go to bed every night for a month. And then your next period might be very, very strong. And then after that, only taking it around your period to make sure that everything is coming out. Now, if you do feel that you have already conceived, mugwort is strong enough to push out a fertilized egg. So please only take this as a preparation and not if you think you are already pregnant. The number 4 thing that I would do is incorporate more maca or maca root into your smoothies or even hot beverages. You don't need much, you need less than a teaspoon of this. This is also a very powerful root. And there's 2 very helpful ways that you can use this. If you are sharing this with your significant other, the person who you are hoping to get you pregnant, then you could put them in his drinks as well because it helps to improve the sperm quality. But for you in particular, there have been instances where women, they get their testing done, they go to the doctor, and they realize that they are releasing an egg, but it's not getting to the cervix in time and meeting the sperm fast enough in order to fertilize. So what this means is the maca could be helping to boost your testosterone, because testosterone is actually what you need in order to push out the egg strongly so that it can meet the sperm. Yes, you probably didn't think that you needed extra testosterone. It really depends on the situation, but sometimes women don't have enough testosterone to push the egg out, therefore it can't meet the sperm to actually fertilize the egg. So maca root can be very, very helpful, and you can put this in your smoothies. You can blend it up in any of your hot drinks, maybe coffee, maybe matcha, whatever you're into, and that's a great way to incorporate maca root. The last thing that I would do if I was trying to get pregnant, number 5, is incorporate and increase the amount of lover energy activities that I enjoy. So this is a little bit more of the energetic side of preparing for pregnancy. Now, I haven't filmed the lover archetype video yet, but once I do, and once it's up on this channel, I would definitely recommend to watch that as well, because lover energy is all about creation, creativity, pleasure, taking care of yourself, being fully present and relaxed. Think of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Every time she's depicted, she always looks very relaxed. Even if she's standing up, lots of times she's just laying by the sea and, just soaking in some rays and eating grapes and just very relaxed energy. And a lot of times women with a lot of mother energy, they look at lover energy as unpractical, as frivolous, as something that is not productive, that they don't have time for because they have serious matters to take care of and responsibilities. But this is the energy that helps to create life. So for you, what types of activities? Maybe for me, I really like dancing. I love going to the spa and the sauna. I love drawing and painting and coloring. I have this little mandala coloring book that every once in a while I do. There's so many different things that are connected to lover energy. Anything that augments your creativity. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a singer, maybe you're not necessarily a performer, but anything that connects you to creativity is what you want to start doing more, because by doing all of these different activities, you are practicing the energy of creation. And a lot of people think like, oh, okay, yeah, I just get into bed and bada bing, bada boom, that's it, I'll get pregnant. And then wonder why it's taking them so long, even though they're otherwise, quote unquote, healthy. And it's probably because you're disconnected from your lover energy. Every woman has a little bit of lover energy, whether it's natural to you or not. I'm a woman who naturally has a lot of lover energy. I would actually probably say that's the archetype that takes over, but every woman has a little bit of it. So even if you're a woman who's naturally more of a mother archetype, you have a little lover energy in you, or you either have a good friend, a family member, you probably have someone that's around you that would be a good example of lover energy. So maybe hang out with those people a little bit more. Maybe even just going to a dance class, a Pilates class, a yoga class. Sometimes, even for me, someone who's naturally a lover archetype, I'm also a mom to a toddler, so the day-to-day responsibilities can kind of keep me maybe a little bit more stuck in mother energy. So I really love going to Pilates and yoga, because even though lover energy is natural to me, sometimes because I'm not practicing it in my day-to-day life, I can lose touch with that energy. So I hope you love this video from your favorite girl lover, Gabriella Millian. I feel like that's part of the reason actually why I created this channel, is because I want to share the different ways that I play with lover energy. And I feel like that's part of the reason why, if you ever meet a lot of women who have a lot of lover energy, they usually have an easy time or an easier time taking care of their physical health, taking care of their looks. Actually, a lot of women with healthy lover energy have a really easy time making money. They're not the best at managing it, but they have an easy time making money because they're connected to creation. They're connected to their desires. And if you're connected to the energy of creation and desires, money is always going to come. And a lot of healthy lover archetypes are actually the best with managing their emotions. So that's also part of the reason why they're easily able to attract money, because people who can manage their emotions better are usually better with handling money. So that's another conversation for another day, but I hope you like this video. I hope to share some other fun lover energy activities on this channel. Maybe I'll put my banner, or my new tagline, will be your favorite lover girl, because I am definitely such a lover archetype in so many different ways. And I actually feel like lover energy is the energy that our society is craving the most, just in a healthier way. So I hope I can share more healthy lover energy tips here, because that's the energy that you need to get pregnant. So stay tuned for more videos on lover energy and the energy of creation, and I hope to see you soon.